Good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with CNN News 18. I'm Shivani Gupta. All of the G20 official events are now officially over. Many leaders are leaving for their respective countries, but some bilaterals are still taking place. India has passed the G20 presidency baton officially to Brazil now for the next year. While speaking at the summit, Prime Minister Modi, though, did say that a virtual session of the G20 summit will take place at the end of November, till when the Indian presidency is continuing. The New Delhi declaration that was announced yesterday has officially been adopted. Earlier in the day, world leaders paid tribute to Mahatma Gandhi at the Rajghat. The Prime Minister greeted everyone personally and put a stole made of khadi around the shoulders of all leaders. We're also getting some latest pictures now coming in of more meetings that the Prime Minister is holding. This is, of course, the Canadian President Justin Trudeau, who's shaking hands with the Prime Minister. Of course, the relationship between India and Canada are going to be key to look out for, because none other than the Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has been on record that there are political elements that are giving patronage to Khalistani elements that not only create ruckus in Canada against India, but of course do a lot of rhetorical attacks against India as well. And India would like to see, of course, those elements reined in. That has been a bit of a thorn as far as India-Canada relationships are concerned. Justin Trudeau has also been on record, for example, on the farm laws in India, on the farmers' agitation in India. He has seemed to be soft on the Khalistani elements based in Canada, and there will be possibly some questions raised on that. This could be one of the things that India communicates to Canada as the two premiers meet. Let me also go across to my colleague Pallavi Ghosh, who's joining us. She's been tracking all developments of the G20. Pallavi, the pictures of the Prime Minister with Justin Trudeau coming out, and possibly a message from India today in those meetings.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, we were talking about the whole Khalistan issue, and that has been an area of concern as far as India is concerned. And in fact, the New Delhi declaration, this was also one of the points which were entered in, that none of the countries, particularly the constituents of the G20, should tolerate any act of terror. In that underlying factor was that all the ones who are a member of G20 must understand and support each other, and the strongest measures need to take place in case there are any acts of terror emanating from their soil. And in this context, there are two countries which we are looking closely at. One is Canada and second is UK. In UK, as a huge relief to our country, the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, just 4 days before he was to arrive in Delhi, had said that he'll never ever allow any terror group to stoke trouble for India. That was a great news for India, and they wanted Canada also to give that kind of an assurance. There have been critics of Justin Trudeau who pointed out that he's actually encouraging or going soft as far as the Khalistani outfits in Canada is concerned. We'll have to wait to see what kind of a statement now comes out, but it's very clear that India would expect this kind of a cooperation, one coming in from Canada.
Yes, those statements of reassurance have been a little bit short from the Canadian leadership, isn't it? And as you very rightly pointed out, Pallavi, there have been some attacks, including those at our embassies in London, for example, and those attacks keep taking place in Canada, or at least they attempt to. Some of those defacing of temple walls, etc., has happened in Australia. While Australia and UK have made the right noises and have supported India in its concern, Canada is one country, and as External Affairs Minister has pointed out, due to their local political concerns, have been seen to be soft on Khalistan.
And the fact that there are Indians or people of Indian origin who are a part of the Canadian Parliament, and India's concern has also been that they should at least understand that we are going to have to end up paying the price of it. For example, when recently the Amrit Pal Singh episode happened in near Amritsar, and there have been many such Khalistani or pro-Khalistan leading outfits who have been nabbed or they have been tracked down. Their roots have been traced very often to Canada, and we have on various platforms raised it up with the Canadian authorities. The response, according to Indian side, has not exactly been up to what it really should have been. As I said, we'll have to wait to see officially what kind of a word comes out. If that assurance really does come in from the Canadian side today, it would be yet another diplomatic win for India. But more than that, the fact that it's been incorporated as a part of the New Delhi declaration that no acts of terror can ever be tolerated, and every constituent of G20 has been a signatory of it, means that Canada too, of course, has been, and therefore today India would expect Canada to actually walk the talk and give up some kind of a concrete assurance officially to us on this.
Yes, absolutely. Pallavi, thanks a lot for joining us. We'll keep coming back to you for more. Let's also listen into some more statements, starting with the Indian Prime Minister at the conclusion of the G20 Summit in New Delhi.
जैसा आप सब जानते हैं, भारत के पास नवंबर तक G20 प्रेसिडेंसी की भी जिम्मेदारी है। अभी 2.5 महीने बाकी हैं। इन 2 दिनों में आप सभी ने अनेक बातें यहां रखी हैं, सुझाव दिए हैं, बहुत सारे प्रस्ताव रखे हैं। हमारी ये जिम्मेदारी है कि जो सुझाव आए हैं उनको भी एक बार फिर देखा जाए कि उनकी प्रगति में गति कैसे लाई जा सकती है। मेरा प्रस्ताव है कि हम नवंबर के अंत में G20 का एक वर्चुअल सेशन और रखें।